Big day for Volkswagen India, a lot of announcements happening and a lot of new cars coming your way as well in the form of variants. And to talk about all that and more is Volkswagen's brand director, Ashish Gupta with us. Ashish, hi, and thank you so much again.
Thank you.
First of all, ID4, big surprise.
Yes.
We have seen ID4 GTX doing the rounds of the city. So we were expecting that, but ID4 coming here is a big deal. How? I mean, obviously it sticks to your plan of bringing only the premium end of the cars in India. How is that now panning out slowly?
I think I see this more as a first step towards our future of mobility for Volkswagen in India. I think it was important to make a commitment towards electrification. So this is the first official showcase that we are doing for the ID4, and it's a big, I would say, watershed moment that it clearly shows our intent in terms of how we want to move ahead in India.
A lot of things that you spoke even during your presentation back then, ambitious figures of 10 to 15% growth next year. And achieving that on the back of, say, action models as well as something like the ID4. How do you see that? I mean, step by step panning out.
To be honest, the ID4 is not a volume drive.
Correct.
So it's going to be imported as an FVU in limited volumes. It's more from the point of view of re-establishing or reinforcing the brand, setting this as a stepping stone towards our future of electrification. That's how I see the ID4. So ID4 is not a volume driver, but a brand driver. In terms of actual growth coming from the volume segments, the two volume products that we have, including the Tiguan as well, the Virtus, Taigun and the Tiguan. I think the Taigun segment is doing very well. It's growing astronomically. So that is automatically bringing customers into that segment. So we want to be part of that growth. Natural growth has to come. But at the same time, you also have to make sure that your product stays relevant, your product stays fresh, and you continue to offer something new to the customers.
Correct.
And that's the endeavor that every year that we have. Last year we had the GT Edge collection launched, which became a big part of our success last year. We sold close to 2,500 cars exclusively online, still in a waiting period. And carrying forward that same design trend or the same trend, this year we have introduced the GT Plus Sport and the GT line on the Taigun. The GT line is the bigger news because it brings the GT-ness into the 1 liter at more affordable price points with a similar kind of design treatment, which I think people have demanded from us, that they love the GT, but the price point was a little bit inaccessible for many of them who wanted to aspire for it. Now they have a GT, or a GT line available at an affordable price point. So that's one. Similar treatment we will do on the Virtus as well towards the festive season with a GT Plus Sport on the Virtus, and hopefully the GT line as well on the Virtus. So I think these are good product enhancements and new price points and new customers that you will bring into the brand. And that gives us the base for the growth that I'm talking about.
Absolutely. But there are a lot of accessories already existing in the market for both. I mean, Volkswagen themselves offer a lot of accessories on both the Taigun and even the Virtus. These, of course, then become stark differentiators as to what kind of consumer you are looking at.
Exactly.
Does that affect the accessories line a bit?
No, I don't think so, because the accessories that that we launched in the market are more towards the convenience and comfort. For example, seat covers, foot mats. You have DVRs being launched. But the enhancements that we have done today, these cannot be done through accessories. These are factory made variants, and these changes come fitted from the factory itself. Whether it is the black themed interior, whether it's the black alloy wheels, whether the dark themed headlights, which give a very strikingly differentiated outlook to the
brand. Absolutely. I think another thing that's really stood out in your presentation was the Das Welt number. 13% growth that you have seen year on year. Considering that now even the Taigun and the Virtus have been in the market for quite a while. What are the future growth plans that you see in that?
I think I see Das Welt Auto and especially the pre-owned cars as an enabler to our business as a brand, but also as a very strong revenue stream for our dealer partners. That's the two pillars of it. Talking about the first pillar, that how is it an enabler for our business? It brings in new customers for us from different brands who are willing to trade in their old car and go to a Volkswagen. Gives me a lot of database as well to look at at their purchase journey whenever they're upgrading to a new car. Parallelly, it gives a very trustworthy source of trading in their old car for our existing customers who are loyal to Volkswagen, who would like to stay with Volkswagen, and who can get the best services and best resale value when they approach a Volkswagen dealer. That's how I see it. But at the same time, it's a very strong revenue driver for our dealers. It's a profitable business model. The used car market in India is outpacing the new car market and will continue to grow further. So that's what we want to encash on and use this as an opportunity.
Another revenue driver for you are the exports of both the Virtus and the Taigun. How have that been? And that actually is my last question to you. How have that been, and how do you think that will pan out?
Business model in India has always been, exports has been a big part of it. If you look at it with the Virtus and the Taigun and the kind of platform that we are using now, the MQB27 and the dimensions of the car that this platform offers, our exports have now become more amenable to the global market.
Correct.
Yeah? Earlier we were limited to the Polo and Vento, which basically did not have a segment outside. Yeah? So now with these cars, you now have a portfolio which is suited to many more markets in the world, and that's why we are exporting to more than 50 countries, although the bulk of exports come from 2 or 3 major countries like Mexico, South Africa. But there are, interestingly for me, there are a lot of markets which are getting interested in these cars out of India. In the last 1 year, I've had approaches from our neighboring markets, Nepal, Sri Lanka, Bhutan. But you will be surprised that I've had approaches from markets like Guatemala, all those markets as well, who have seen these cars on the roads in the countries they've visited, and also in our global forums. We also showcase the Virtus as a global sedan in our global brand day in January. So there's a lot of interest in cars made out of India, and I think that only helps our business model.
Yeah, for sure. Ashish, congratulations to you on the launch of all the cars, and of course the showcase of the ID4, and look forward to seeing you at the drive of the ID4 now.
Thank you so much. Look forward to.
Thank you.